Guess who's back? Back again. No, let me stop. What's going on? I am Alex Lexus, the man, the myth, the juggernaut, hitting you with the head crush. And guess what? Like Arnold says, I'm back. I've been gone for a extended period of time, trying to get caught up on between the last video and this. I haven't had a lot of time to do production, and I also wanted to take this time to address some of the feedback, and just wanted to let you know, not even 100 feet from me, I do have clients and a couple other things, so I can only be so loud in a video. So I like my job. I make good money here. So unless I get a studio built at my home, I can't be but so loud. But I take everything constructively, so I'll do the energy thing for you, since I was like the Energizer Bunny that ran out of juice. So with that being said, I do appreciate that you did give feedback, whether good or bad, whether I agree with it or not, because you guys get to see it from a different perspective from me. So with that being said, I don't get salty. I take it and I approve and try to push it to the next level. All right, so I do want to put out some announcements. For those of you who knew where I was for military duty last month, we tried to do our Dragon Ball podcast. We had one successful, and then the second one for episode 131. It was a really good show, and for some reason the audio didn't work. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and re-record that or reproduce that with Biff Chinoir. I may have free play mode back on that, because I usually bring in a guest for epic shows. It kind of creates balance. So make sure you're checking out free play mode. Shout out to Thumb Thrasher Gaming, Geeking Out, Michael Hurdle for making our illustrious intro. If I didn't forget about the rest of you, if I can't get all the shout outs. You know, it's like an Academy Award thing. You know, you want to thank everybody, but you don't have time. So, I mean, just know my thoughts are with you. So I wanted to actually address something that Chinoir had sent me once I came back to work. And apparently Marvel, you guys are in my crosshairs. Disney, you guys are in my crosshairs. Capcom, now remember the other video that's I think at 30,000 views? I want to thank you guys for viewing that. Hopefully we can, you know, lightning can hit twice. But with this, it's more specifically on how Marvel and Disney like to hand walk certain things with their situations. They're very protective of their IPs, and I get it, but it's almost like Saban to Power Rangers and Nintendo to the Switch, Mario, Zelda, and all of that. Some of it is just needless, extremely unnecessary. And basically, a YouTuber or streamer on Twitch, he goes by the alias of Tyrant. Capcom commissions him to do combo videos for promotion and what have you. Does a phenomenal job at that. I mean, that's a good gig to have, where Capcom's coming to you. We want you to do our combo videos so that we can stick this in a promo for, you know, mainly I think he worked on Street Fighter 5 and a couple other things. Apparently, he was given certain restrictions, which also provides evidence to what I was saying before, where some info and intel that I got from Comic-Con 2010, where Disney or Marvel, was Disney? No, I don't think Disney had the acquisition of Marvel yet. I have to double check, but at the time, Marvel, when they were developing Doctor Strange for Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or MVC3 at the time, if I told you who gave me the meat and potatoes with that, again, I can't put the name out there. And he's not really in the community like that or in the PR scene like that. So maybe I'll reveal that on a podcast or so. But, you know, people trusted me with that info. So with that being said, The individual is telling me how it was a nightmare to work with Marvel when they're saying, no, we want you to do X, Y, Z in the third in this order. You know what I mean? And they're sitting there looking over their shoulders as they're developing Doctor Strange and his movements and Aya Agamotto and all that stuff. When I saw what Shinwar sent me, Marvel and Disney pretty much did not want their characters visibly injured on any combo or promotional video. That is the pile of horseshit. Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. I mean, you're gonna have people streaming, you're gonna have tournaments and all that. Well, obviously it's not at Evo, and it explains a lot, because some of that energy towards what that game was supposed to be. Now you're telling this guy Tyrant that he can't do combos on Marvel characters. So you got Black Panther, you got Nova, you got freaking Black, you know, I said Black Panther. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. You mean to tell me, for a promotional video, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Capcom characters were not to be portrayed as beating up on Marvel? Okay, guys, this, that, I felt bad that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite failed. Now I don't. And that's good for Disney, it's good for Marvel, because they gotta understand, I get Capcom shares a huge portion of the blame with this, but now it's more of a 50-50. I was blaming Capcom because they were developers. They chose the graphic style and so on and so forth, but Disney definitely had to say with the whole roster, because they're pushing the MCU, but the plot thickens. This is insane. You mean to tell me promotional videos cannot have Marvel characters getting beat up by Capcom characters? Man, let me tell you, I was in disbelief. In you know, I'm gonna have it on the overlay, and what I'm gonna do to kind of be like that rebel. One of our episodes for the month of April for Friday Night Fights, which airs at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, give or take that, you know, Twitch, the peak speeds are good for the East Coast. I'm gonna dedicate 30 minutes to Marvel characters getting beat up or comboed by Capcom characters, so I can be like, because that's petty. That's really petty. Had to do like an emergency split. So like I was saying, to those of you who are giving me a lot of crap for my energy, I have clients and folks are trying to come in and out, so I have to kind of work within my restrictions. So if we do get the donations and all that other stuff for the show, I'm gonna go ahead and recreate this green screen studio at my house so that I can freely, you know, cuss and all this other stuff and be the New Jersey juggernaut from my podcast. So I kind of have to do like a balancing act. But with that, just some honorable mentions for my news roundup. I don't know if anybody listens to Nicki Minaj, who are our audience. Apparently there was a theme song or a track that Nicki Minaj put out that's called Chun-Li. I heard the track driving home from work yesterday. I thought it was interesting. Don't be surprised if you start seeing fan art. Maybe Nicki Minaj and Capcom are gonna collabo or do something for her, you know, like we shall see. But it was pretty cool to see some of the art inspiration. Like you got Nicki Minaj with the African American look fused in with Chun-Li. I thought that was pretty cool. You could check out that block of information at Event Hubs. And last but not least, I wanted to kind of touch on some of the streams that I was able to produce, like kind of on the fly. I started playing with Bardock and Broly. I guess some of the flaws with Dragon Ball FighterZ are starting to surface. All the inputs are pretty much the same. It's just how you utilize the tools of the characters. There's no variety. Like everything is quarter circle, no charging, no 360, no nothing. So literally, I just picked up Bardock and Broly and Captain Ginyu. I went on rank and I started winning some matches. Even somebody rage quit on me last night, and that was not last night, the night before, and I just started using the characters. Like really? I think at the core of Fighters, it's a little too shallow, but it's a fun game, beautiful visually. But that's all I got for you. Make sure you rate, comment, subscribe. Check us out on newgamingorder.com for the latest and greatest. Make sure you also support, Tough Nerd Toys, Thumb Thrasher Gaming, Geeking Out, and all my brother and sister stations under this umbrella. So, without further ado, I'm gonna hit y'all with the Raging Demon. I'm hitting you with the head crush. I'm out.